How's it going, guys? I am that socially awkward gamer you probably forgot existed, otherwise known as PattyJack, and these are 10 things about Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PC. As always, let's start off with the good things, or the things I liked about the game. Number 1. This game looks fantastic. They delivered on that promise. Hands down, it looks better than every other iteration of this game on any console. I remember playing it on the PS3 and being appalled at some of those texture qualities. They look washed out, and then looking at that draw distance and seeing it all look like a bunch of pointy, broken tortilla chips. So, thankfully, most of that's been fixed, and even on low settings, this game looks hands down better. Number 2. This game runs great. Aren't you happy to hear that a AAA game looks good and runs good on PC? Even on console, that's a very hard thing to do nowadays for some reason. But the game runs awesome. I have everything on high or very high, and I have a middle-of-the-road gaming PC, and I'm still getting like between 45 and 60 frames in most areas. It's awesome. So I can look at my pretty shadows and have a good FPS. What more can you ask for? Number 3, the gameplay is awesome. I've always enjoyed the type of gameplay that Rockstar puts in their open world games. Red Dead Redemption was an awesome game, Grand Theft Auto 4 was great when it worked properly, and this is no exception. There's lots of different mission varieties, you can go around and do races, you can shoot up places, you can just go cause havoc at helicopters if you want to. You can drive a dirt bike on a mountain because why not, and go hit deer with it. What more can you ask for in an open world game? Not a whole lot. Number 4. The characters and story are great. I really like them in this one. I didn't really like Grand Theft Auto 4. I thought that Nico was a pretty weak character, but I think that having the trio of characters being Michael, Trevor, and Franklin is great. Admittedly, Franklin is my least favorite character, but that's a subjective opinion. You might like him more. It all depends on what type of person you are. I'm partial to Michael because he reminds me of Charlie Sheen, and that makes me laugh. The storyline is awesome. It makes me really want to play like the next mission every time, so I am totally good with that. If you enjoy games for their story mode and you enjoy kind of the criminal element and like even crime dramas and stuff, you'd probably enjoy this a lot. Number 5. The multiplayer is extremely enjoyable. Bracket when it works. But that's a whole different point. When you actually get into a free roam game with your friends and you party up with like 5 of you and just run around the city causing havoc, it's amazing. When you get into a big race of like 12 to 30 people and you're just smashing your cars into everyone, that's also fantastic. Or you can play like Capture the Vehicle, where you're all riding on dirt bikes trying to shoot each other. There's TDM. There's so many different game modes in this, especially in the multiplayer, and that makes it a really enjoyable experience all around. Alright, those are 5 good things about Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PC. Now let's look at 5 things that I thought weren't so great or just downright bad. Number 1, the controls can be extremely finicky. This is a problem that Rockstar's been having for a long time. They had that problem in GTA 4, they had the problem in Red Dead Redemption. Sometimes when you're in a firefight, you just feel like you're sticking to walls too much, and there's a piece of you that's still like outside of the wall and available for the enemy to shoot. I feel like sometimes when I'm trying to aim at people, it can feel very sticky and finicky. I can't aim at the things I want to. And I really think they could just polish up their cover system a lot more, and it would make the game a lot more enjoyable. Number 2, online connectivity is still an issue. Really, seriously, it actually is. It's been like years, and they're still having problems with it. Sometimes I try to join an online game, even a free roam session, and the game just kicks me out and puts me back into the story mode and says, nope, try again later. And it's like, no, I want to play multiplayer right now. I don't want to do the story mode. But the game doesn't always like you, which is, irritating. Number 3, the multiplayer UI is terrible. This is some of the worst menus I've ever seen in a video game. And this is like a huge AAA title. It's really embarrassing. I couldn't figure out how to mute people in my server for the longest time, and I had to listen to all these 2-year-olds that didn't know how to turn off their PlayStation microphone, so they somehow managed to plug it into their computer. Well, they ate, like, chips and stuff. It sounded like dill pickle, and I like dill pickle, but nonetheless, all the menus are terrible. You can't even party up with your people and join a random game mode. It's terrible. You have to, like, party up first, and then start a server for the game mode, and then hope people join. And then no one ever joins, and you end up with like 5 to 6 people. So the only hope you got is to join a game, have it be almost full, and then invite all your friends and have them get in there before anyone else does. It's not a very good system at all, is it? And then combine that with crews being almost pointless, and then the social club being difficult to manage. They really need to work on their UI. It's awful. It makes me so angry. Number 4. A lot of missions feel boring or extremely unbalanced. Now, this is kind of inherent because they have so many different types of missions and so many options. But some of them are just going to end up being very boring or having a big difficulty spike, and you keep dying over and over again for what you feel like is a cheap reason, and that really makes you not want to play. So if you get the game, be prepared to do everything from racing to shooting to stealth missions, flying missions, underwater missions, everything you can possibly think of, you're gonna do. Which sounds good on paper, but some of them are just gonna end up being subpar. And number 5, online feels extremely unfinished still. If you're not doing a heist and you're not in free mode, or you're just trying to wander around the city, there's not actually a whole lot to do. The map kind of consists of just going from point to point and then joining like a TDM or something. There's actually not a whole lot to do, in free mode especially, unless you're playing with a group of people and you're just messing around. I feel like implementing some more story mode type missions in multiplayer would be very beneficial, because it just lets people do more things. So those are 10 things about Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PC. Do you have more to add? Please let me know in the comments and let everyone else know if I missed something. Keep in mind I couldn't put everything I thought in this video because this is only 10 points about the game. You got an opinion, please share it, please be respectful, and don't yell at us like a 4th grader. I am PattyJack, and I will see you guys next time. Peace off.